important thing that I will be explaining to all of you, that how DAF impacts your marks. And if you plan enough for your DAF, plan very carefully how what you write in your DAF, what are your hobbies, and how what are the keywords that are you using in your DAF. If you will plan accordingly, then you will score very good marks in interview. Okay, so let's move on with the slide. And I've already told briefly about me. My name is Shivam Kumar Mishra. I've gotten here my rank 58 in UPSC CAPF. I've done B.Sc in chemistry honors from Patliputra University, Patna in 2021. Then after I was preparing for UPSC Civil Services, wrote multiple mains across UPSC, then UPPCS, BPSC, and I've also appeared in multiple other exams. But I've cleared this exam only, UPSC CAPF. Okay, so let's move on to next slide. This is my mark sheet. As you can see here, I've gotten slightly more than bare minimum marks in paper 1, 107. Then good marks in paper 2, 101, but great marks in interview, 125. So you can see that if you get good marks in interview, it will impact your overall rank. So it will impact your preferences also. So you have to prepare well for the interview. You have to prepare well for the interview. Even if you are like a candidate who is beginning to prepare, you have to keep an eye on the news and the current affairs, maximize your marks in interview, and then hopefully it will get you good rank. Okay, I'm clear till here. So this is today's session. These are the 5-6 points which we will be covering today in today's session. The most important one and the first is how the UPSC board uses your DAF. So in this, I'll later talk about it, but briefly I'll tell you about this, that when you enter your room, so okay, the chairperson who is sitting there will start reading your DAF. So which are the keywords that attracts the chairperson? Okay, which keywords you can use, so that they will ask you questions from those specific areas only. Okay, so this is the very important point. This is the most extensive subtopic which we will be discussing later today in the slides. Then second is turning your background into officers like answers. So in this, what we will talk about? We'll talk about your educational background, your internships, your job experiences of past, and how you can utilize those experiences, and then you can give answers. Okay, so how you can be like an officer, like you can at the same time you have to be empathetic towards your subordinates when they ask you some SRT, situation reaction tests, and then you have to be asserting your authority also at the same time. Okay, so in these are some things that we'll talk about in this subtopic. Then third thing is common interview mistakes that persons make, aspirants make, and how you can avoid them. Fourth thing is in this session we'll be talking about how you can handle pressure in interview, because they will be grilling you. They'll be asking follow-up questions here and there. Everything that you say can be again be stressed enough to ask you multiple follow-up questions. I'll give you examples from my interview what happened there. And then last thing we'll be doing here is real interview insights from my interview. What were the questions that they asked to me and how I answered those questions. And then we'll take some questions from you, the appearing candidates who are appearing this year also, and if you are appearing later years also in 2026 or 2027, how DAF can make or break candidates' prospects. We'll be talking about that. We'll be taking some doubts there. Okay, so let's move on with the session. So this is how the UPSC board uses your DAF. Okay, from where questions can be asked. This is the most important part. You have to focus on it. And multiple aspirants, almost every aspirant knows this thing, that they will be asked questions on their home state, hobbies, workforce preferences, educational background, and current affairs. But where hobbies? Okay, so here hobbies matter a lot. Okay, like the second point, home state, no one can change. If Bihar is your home state or Uttar Pradesh is your home state, you will be filling your home state only. You won't fill some false information there, right? Then hobbies, people, what they do in hobbies is, while filling hobbies, they feel like anything. Okay, last week one of the aspirants, he called me and said me, sir, can you review my DAF? And you won't believe, he had written Western classical music in his hobby. Western classical music, that he likes to listen to Western classical music. He runs marathon. In his hobby, he had written cricket, badminton, trekking, running, everything. Swimming also included in his hobby. So I told him that, when you are writing these kind of hobbies, like he had half a page of hobby written in his hobby section, half a page of hobby. Okay, so we'll be talking about that later on also, that how you can minimize those, how you can write specific keywords. Okay, if you are into cricket, some people like to watch cricket, some people like to play cricket. So if you like to play cricket, you have to write there, I play cricket. Okay, you don't have to write there that I only watch cricket. So you can't be writing there only cricket, is the point I'm trying to make here. Okay, so be specific with what you have written in your DAF. Okay, so then work, everybody knows whatever work experience you have, you don't have to lie about your work experience, that I have worked in Goldman Sachs or somewhere else. You can keep it real, because they will ask you follow up questions again and again and again. Okay, so again we'll be talking about that force experience in IGP1 class that you must have attended if you had attended the class or session. Pratik sir have already talked about force preferences and everything. So we'll be talking less about force preference here, and then educational background, and then we'll talk about current affairs, like how you can prepare your current affairs. What are the topics that you can uh, deal in current affairs? They can ask you in current affairs. Okay. So, some practical tips for those who have not filled their DAF yet. If you are one of those persons who or candidates who is going to be appearing in 2026 CAPF or 2027, these are some of the practical tips that will help you immensely. So please follow these tips, and note down, if it is possible for you, please note down these tips and follow it while filling your DAF. Okay. So those who have not filled their DAF yet have a valuable opportunity. Okay, fill it mindfully, not casually. Okay, your DAF is not just a form; it silently guides the direction of your interview. Because whatever hobby you write, as I have already given you the example of that person who casually wrote it, what he said to me is, so I was not sure that I will be getting selected in written exam, so I just wrote it anything. I thought, okay, I won't be selected, so then don't make this mistake that I won't be selected, so I can fill anything I want. Okay, so please be mindful, and even if you have prepared slightly lesser than what you have expected earlier, what you had expected earlier, please be confident in your ability that, okay, I will do good in exam. Because sometimes what happens is paper comes tough. Okay, and there is a opportunity, there is a chance that you can make the cut. Okay, so that's why fill your DAF like you are making the cut in written exam. Okay, so try to be specific with your DAF. Okay, don't write anything there. Whatever you write, questions will be asked. Okay, so this is the thing. Your DAF is not just a form, it silently guides the direction of your interview. Secondly, choose your hobbies and interests carefully. Use authentic yet strong keywords that reflect depth, clarity, and maturity. Now, at this point, I would like to elaborate a little bit. Authentic yet strong keywords. Okay. So, some people, I have seen some of the DAFs, multiple DAFs I have seen of my comrades also who participated with me also. Then, okay. Sir, kindly guide them first who have already. Yeah, we'll talk about them also, but because everyone is involved here, most of the aspirants I think are appearing in later years also. So I'm going to. We have the doubt session also in the end. Okay, where you can ask questions. I can personally provide you all the insights also. So don't worry about that. Okay. Yeah. So I would like to elaborate a little bit here is that some of the aspirants, what they do is, when they, if someone likes to read current affairs, suppose you are the person who likes to read news. Okay, so what someone will do is they will write just this thing there. Okay, I like to read news. Now which type of news you would like to read? Okay, international news, whatever news. So what I did in my DAF was, I specifically wrote in my hobby section that I like to read about international events and happenings. International events and happenings. Now, what I did there is, I just narrowed down all the questions there to that topic of current affairs of that topic. So I had a niche to prepare at that time when I was preparing for my interview, that I had to prepare for only international events and happenings. Okay, and this actually was worked in interview, I'll show you later on my transcript where they have asked few questions from international relations. So this is the thing that when you have authenticate strong keywords specific with depth, clarity, and maturity, and that you can comfortably defend in the interview, because you have to defend in the interview whatever you have written in your hobby. If they feel that you are casually DAF, it against you. It will go against you. Okay. The idea is not to impress or brag, but to invite questions you are prepared and confident to answer to maximize your marks. Just write there only those things where you can answer like every question there, like 9 out of 10 questions you can answer that. Just write only those things in your DAF. Okay. Avoid flashy or trendy terms. Okay. Flashy or trendy terms should be avoided in the DAF that you cannot sustain under probing. Okay. Then prefer specific and meaningful hobbies over vague ones. This is already I have explained. Ensure consistency between your background and what you mention, and avoid extreme opinions or over claims. Don't go for extreme opinions. This is the tip for the interview. Okay, this has been mentioned here, but this is the tip for interview, that avoid extreme opinions. I'll give you an example later on how I used the extreme word in my interview, and that was the only point where I think I faltered in my interview. Otherwise, I could have gotten like 130 marks, and it would have gotten better for me. Okay, so we'll explain that later on. Okay. So this is my DAF. Just have a look at it for 2 seconds only. Just have a look. Okay, this is my DAF. I haven't mentioned anything. No sports achievement, no NCC, nothing. Position of distinction, leadership, held in school, college, nothing. I had nothing to show there. Okay, so this does not mean that you won't get good marks. This does not mean if some sections are empty there, don't think it will go against you. You won't get good marks. This is not that. If filling hobbies and achievements was the way to get good marks, I wouldn't have gotten it. Okay, look at it. Playing badminton, they did not ask me even single question from playing badminton, because it's not an attractive key term, playing badminton. Okay, not a lot of people read about that. Okay, then reading about international events and happenings, they asked me 3 to 4 questions from this area, and then reading about upcoming technologies. Okay, this was the area they focused on, because technologies, what are technology? This is a very dynamic term. This is a very over encompassing term. Okay, there is a lot of technologies that are coming day by day, so this is a very attractive key term that I was talking about. So upcoming technologies are not the existing technologies, they are upcoming. Okay, they are up and coming technologies. So here again it was very specific which technologies I read about. Okay, so they asked me a lot of questions about technology. We'll talk about it later. Okay, so these are the questions that I was asked, and look how my translated into these questions. Okay, how I failed my DAF and how these questions were asked from me. And you can already see the questions that are highlighted in blue are the questions from international relations, and the questions that are highlighted in red are the questions from technology portion. And rest, how many questions have been asked? Only 3 questions. One from my home state. Okay, the first question, the Madhubani painting one, is from my home state, ingredients and color preparation in Madhubani painting. And then you can see already only 3 things were mentioned in my hobbies, and all the questions have been asked from that area only. Okay, you can see it. Okay, moving on to next slide. So how you have to turn your background into officers like answers. Okay, these are the 6 tips which you can pay a heed to. Okay, and if you can keep these things consciously in your brain, in your mind, okay, it will help you a lot. Okay, using balanced language instead of extreme opinions. Everyone will say you this, that okay, don't go for extreme opinions. If they ask you something, trade a very balanced line. Okay, give pros and cons and use diplomatic language. I'll give you an example. So in this slide, you can look at this question: discussion on Elon Musk and those. Okay, this was discussion on Elon Musk and one minute. Yeah, so have a look at this question. Discussion on Elon Musk and those Department of Government Efficiency. So what they had asked me at that point of time was, who was the scientist or technological role model that I follow, if anyone is there. So to that I said Stephen Hawking. So they were very confused and they were very shocked. They asked me, "Don't you like to follow Elon Musk? Don't you like Elon Musk?" So what I said, mistakenly, what I said is, so I don't like Elon Musk. I just said it. I don't like Elon Musk. And this went a little bit extreme. You know, one of the member, he said, "Bagar, he is the richest man in the world. He is the next brilliant mind in this world, of this world, and you say you don't like him. Who gave you the right to don't like him? Okay, you can have a very unfavorable opinion of him, but how can you say you don't like him? Why?" And again I used a extreme word there. I said, "Sir, he likes to take hasty decisions." And he said, "He can do whatever he wants. Like, man, he can do whatever he wants. Who are you to say he takes hasty decisions? He has a lot of money, he has a lot of authority, power, legitimacy. He can do things that he wants." So again, this was the only point, only word that I think I used wrong in my interview. So please avoid these kind of extreme words in your interview. Okay. So again, marks, you have to get good marks. You don't have to just give your opinions there. uh, Trade a diplomatic line. Okay, give diplomatic answers. Okay, so second point is demonstrating decision making and command potential, not just knowledge. Okay. One question: do we need to cover internal security subject for? Yeah, internal security you have to cover. We'll talk about this also. Okay, give me some minutes. We'll go there. I'll tell you how to cover internal security questions also. So we'll tell you. Okay, I'll tell you the source also, and I'll give you a PDF also if you want on internal security how I did it. I'll tell you also. Okay, so just wait for that part. Okay, so the second point you have to make sure in your interview is demonstrating decision making and command potential, not just knowledge. Okay, so they'll ask you in some of the cases, they'll ask you about SRT, which is a situation reaction test. Okay, they'll tell you how you will show your leadership capabilities, how you will command your team. So have lessons on leadership, read a lot about leadership, not a lot, read a little bit about leadership, what are the qualities in leadership, and use those terms in your answers. Okay, on leadership in ethics paper, if you prepare for civil services, leadership is a subtopic in ethics. So try to read a little bit about leadership, pick some terms, use those in your situation reaction test whenever they ask you. So use those terms in the answers. Okay, then they'll ask you some question about leading your troops where your subordinates are involved and your seniors are involved. So whenever your subordinates are involved, use empathy and compassion. Okay, be empathetic. Your tone should be empathetic, your approach should be empathetic towards your subordinates. Okay, so whenever you are answering anything about your subordinates, talking about your subordinates, keep your tone empathetic. Okay, they'll ask you, okay, if they come for leave, and if they come to you for leave, how will you deal with it? They'll ask multiple type of question, but in any case, in every answer, be empathetic towards your subordinates. Okay. Then fourth point is linking current developments with their impact on India's internal security. Now, the thing that is important here to you have to pay heed to it. Like suppose right now Bangladesh, there is a lot of chaos going on in Bangladesh. That is an international news. Okay, but that impacts India's internal security in a very, very big way. You know, BSF has been recently been preparing for that on India-Bangladesh border. They have really been working on fencing. They have been really working on immigration and everything. They have strengthened it. Why? Because it directly impacts India's internal security. So all the current affairs topics which impact India's internal security situation, you have to prepare for those topics in internal security. Okay, or all those international, like the politics of Trump, he is invading Venezuela, talking of invading Cuba. All those things also impact India's security. So you have to read those news also. Even if you haven't mentioned reading international news in your hobbies, you have to focus on those topics also. Everything is interlinked. Okay, let's move to fifth point: displaying clarity, accountability, and ethical judgment under pressure. Doesn't matter how much pressure they put on you, doesn't matter. Okay, I'll give you right now an example from my interview, an anecdote. Okay, so however much pressure they put on you, don't go unethical way. Okay, don't say anything that is unethical. Okay, so, and I'll give you an example. What happened is, just look at this question. Look at this question. If heading those in India, which government department's budget I would rationalize and why? So the question that they asked me, okay, Shivam, first they asked me what is DOS, what it is doing in America. So it was cutting the budgets of different government department to bring efficiency in USA. Okay. Now they asked me, okay, Shivam, tell me, okay, tomorrow if you are made the head of DOS in India, Department of Government Efficiency in India, which department's budget would you cut? Now I said there, sir, in USA the per capita income is high. People are not that much dependent on government for the support and daily life. So if the government is cutting the budget, if they are stepping back, people can still survive. But in India, large portion of persons survive on government's budget, survive on government support. So if a government is going to pull back or cut down the budget of the department or cut entire department, there will be chaos. People will be on streets. Okay, a lot of people will come out for protest. They can't survive in India. Okay, so again, if I would have said that, okay, we can cut this department or we can remove this department, that would have slightly been unethical. Okay, in country like India, we can't cut entire government department's budget. They kept me under pressure. They said no. I'm sitting here. I'll give you 2 minutes. Think about it. Which department's budget would you cut? When I said, sir, I'm not able to think of any department that I can cut, any ministry that I'll cut. So then Mr. Silvardhan Singh, the chairman, he told me, okay, so sports ministry, we give them a lot of budget, but still they don't give us medals. Why wouldn't I cut them their budget? Again, look at it. This is a very extreme thing. They are trying to put me under pressure in saying, okay, we can cut the department's budget, sports ministry's budget. But I didn't say that. Okay, I said, sir, I can rationalize some of the departments. I would try to rationalize the expenditure of some departments, but I cannot cut it entirely. Then the lady member asked me, okay, which department's budget would you rationalize or streamline? So I said pensions department. Some of the pensions of persons or the salaries might be extraordinary. So we can cut down on that to bring fiscal prudence. Okay, she joked there. Okay, you are हमारे ही पेट पे लात मारोगे ऐसा करके लेडी मेंबर ने बोला हमको. ठीक है, और सब हंसने लगे उसके बाद. ठीक है, so again you have to be diplomatic in your answer. Don't go extreme. Okay, it doesn't matter how much pressure they put on you. Don't go for unethical judgment under pressure. Don't go for unethical answers. I think I'm clear in this point. Okay, no pretending, lying, or false stories is the last thing. Okay, don't say a false story because the person that is sitting there is a bureaucrat with 40 to 50 years of experience. He'll catch you through. Okay, he'll ask follow-up questions, then again follow-up questions, and you'll be trapped in that. So don't go for any false answers. Just say it clean. Okay, if you don't know anything, just say it. So I'm not aware of it. Sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware of it. So that's it, done. They'll move on to next question. Okay, common interview mistakes. Which are the mistakes that aspirants make in their interview and what you should try to avoid them, how you should try to avoid them. Okay, choosing wrong language for communication. Okay, some people ask me, so my language, my English, the grip on my English is not that great. I cannot communicate well in English, but if I'll choose Hindi, my marks will drop. So I'll choose English. No, don't do this. They are there to test your grip on knowledge. Okay, they'll do that. Okay, they are not there to judge English or Hindi. That's not what they are there for. Okay, so choose your language very prudently. Okay, then over explaining or explaining only one point endlessly. I'll give you an example. Okay, so what happens is you must have looked at my question there. Look at this question. This one. 3 technologies. The second question is 3 technologies I'm excited about and 3 I am concerned and terrified about. So what they asked me literally is, Shivam, you have written that you have a very keen interest in upcoming technologies. So tell me, out of all these technologies, which are the 3 technologies you are very excited about and which are the 3 technologies you are very terrified about. Now, at this point, what I thought was that, again, if I'll and give them examples also of applications of those technologies also is what was their question. Okay, so I thought, okay, I'll give them 3 technologies I'm very excited about, then I'll give them 3 technologies I'm terrified about, then I give all of their applications. So don't you think, Bhaiya, how to improve speak English fluently? Sure, we'll talk about this also. There is one point there also, so we'll talk about this. So again, coming back to this question, that मैंने ये सोचा, I thought about this कि three technologies I am very terrified about, three I am very excited about, then all the examples and applications, it will be a very long answer, and whenever you give long answers you tend to make mistakes, a lot of mistakes. Okay, so what I said to them was, sir, there is not a very big differentiation between the technologies I am excited about and technologies I am terrified about. There is a very big overlap. Same technologies I am excited about also, and again I'm very terrified about same technologies dark sides. So I managed it well there. I said, okay, I will say only three technologies, but I'll count their pros and cons also, because I'm terrified and excited about it. So you are getting my point. So again, I have to manage that there. Okay, okay, you get it. So yeah, over explaining or explaining only one point endlessly. Now what people do there is, when they ask me about three technologies, I would get trapped in only one technology also. I said quantum technology, and now I'm over explaining it. I'm going on and going on and going on. No, you have to explain it only 2-3 lines, and then you have to move to another technology, then another technology. You have to show that you are able to deliver within timelines. Okay, you can do it. You can do it briefly, or you can do it in very expanse also. You're getting it. Okay, so don't over explain, or don't go on explaining only one point endlessly. Do whatever you are asked. Okay, trying to sound extra smart, using a lot of technical jargons in your interview. Okay, you think they'll be impressed, but they won't be impressed. They are there to see your skills, how you can explain things. You don't have to be a PhD holder to explain all the things there. Don't use those type of jargons or words there. Okay, they are retired bureaucrats with nothing but experiences across diverse fields. You know this also. Okay, then arguing with the board unknowingly, sometimes what they do is they contradict you. Okay, whatever you say, they'll contradict you. Okay, does not matter that they are right or you are right. It does not matter. They'll just see what is your temperament. They are there to check your temperament also, that whenever someone contradicts you, especially when a senior contradicts you, how do you react? Because this will happen a lot in your work profile also, that a lot of times your seniors will contradict you. Then how do you react to that? Okay, you have to react with composure, you have to react with calm. You can't go again correcting them. You don't have to do that. You are there to get marks. Okay, and marks, you are getting good marks, and every member will be on consensus about you. Okay, so don't go and contradict them. Okay, this is the point I'm trying to make, that don't contradict them, just again agree with them slightly. Okay, agree with them, then give a counterpoint, but don't contradict them directly. Okay, so follow this step. Then guessing answers instead of admitting ignorance. Okay, so this is what people do. So they start guessing it, they say wrong answers. You don't have to do that. They have a lot of questions to ask you. If you say sorry in one question that I don't know, I'm not aware, ask you another question. You don't have to stick to it. You don't have to guess it. Okay, I'll give you an example again. Let's go back to the question part. So here you can see in second column, the first question, concept and relevance of red economy. Now, again, none of you would have heard of red economy, is my guess. Okay, I also wasn't aware of the red economy. I thought, okay, what is red economy? So I said, ma'am, I'm not aware of red economy. She said, okay, take your time, think about it. I took my time. I still wasn't able to think about it. Even if I had read a lot of economy in economy for civil services, I was not able to think of any red economy term that I've heard. So I said, no, ma'am, I'm not able to recall. So she said, I'll give you a hint. I said, okay, ma'am. So she said, have you ever heard of red corridor? I said, yes, ma'am, I have heard of red corridor. That's the Naxalite corridor where left-wing extremism operates. So she said, okay, tell me, they both are linked. Now tell me, now what is your guess? Now she said, what is your guess? I said, ma'am, maybe the illegal trading of arms and ammunitions and the bombs and whatever, these type of things, maybe red economy. She said, no. She started laughing. Okay, so when she said guess, then I guessed it. Otherwise, I would say, oh, sorry, ma'am, I'm not. I already said that, sorry, ma'am, I'm not aware. So I said that, okay. But still she said, okay, have a guess, okay. You get it? So you don't have to guess it until and unless they say you to guess, okay. Say you to guess it, okay. Then body language errors. You are talking to someone without making eye contact. That's not a very good sign. Okay, you have to make eye contact, you have to maintain eye contact, at least make a conscious effort to do that. Okay, then nervous movements. Okay, we are nervous sometimes, especially when we are sitting in UPSC building, we are nervous, we are stuttering and everything, but it happens every time. Okay, every time you go to UPSC building for interview, it happens, but try to make yourself, try to not show that you are nervous. Okay, and I'll give you an example, I'll give you an advice how to do that. So whenever they ask you any question, in your mind you will always be threatened what kind of question they might ask, what kind of things that they might ask. Just take 10 seconds whenever they ask you some question, whenever they throw something at you, take 5 to 6 seconds, 7 seconds, then answer. They allow you that time. Okay, take your time, think it through, and then answer. In this way you will be less nervous in your answers. You are nervous when you don't think your answers through. Okay, so take your time. Let's move to next slide. So handling pressure and follow-up questions. Okay, so recognizing when board is testing temperament. Okay, there are times when you give 4 to 5 good answers, 6 good answers, 7 good answers. When you keep giving good answers, then they'll come for your temperament. Okay, they'll start to investigate, they'll start to inquire that what is your temperament, how do you react to pressure situations, so how do you react when you are grilled. So again they'll start looking at your question handling abilities, they'll start at your communication skills, they'll start at looking at your body languages. At that time you have to make yourself calm and composed. Okay, like I gave you an example already, those in India question that they grilled me continuously for 4 or 5 minutes, but I didn't say that I would cut the budget of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Ministry of Women and Child Development. I didn't say that because they were ready to hear that. If I would have said that, that would have brought very negative marks for me. That would have definitely brought my marks down. So again, when they are testing your temperament, make yourself calm and composed. Okay, keep yourself calm and composed. Second point is pausing before answering tough questions. I have already told you this question. Okay, think for a few seconds and then answer. Practice it beforehand. Then handling contradiction based follow-ups calmly. Okay, now I'd give you an example. So what happened is handling contradiction based follow-ups very calmly. So when they asked me about 3 technologies initially in the interview, they asked me about 3 technologies that I am very excited and very terrified about. Okay, so one of the technologies that I mentioned in third number was 3D printing. And I explained them that 3D print, by 3D printing, you can also do artificial organ printings and a lot of very helpful things you can print through 3D printing. So at that time they listened. Okay, but when the turn came to fourth member of the group, the fourth member, what he asked was, Shivam, you said you are excited about 3D printing, but till that day, till this date, it has only been hype and hype and hype. Okay, this has only been hype and there have been very less results. Okay, so how do you make sure that 3D printing is a very exciting technology for future also? How do you think so? Okay, how do you think, what how would you justify that it is a very exciting technology? Okay, it's not exciting, it's only hype. So they said it. Okay, they then I did not contradict it. I said, yes sir, to some extent it has been hype only, but there is a lot of promise. And I counted some examples in front of him that this has been developed in this country, this has been developed in this country. I gave the example, justified. He said, okay, but it has been hyped. So I nodded. I didn't say anything. I nodded, yes sir, to some extent it has been hyped. So you have to sometimes just nod to them. You have to agree to them. Okay. Let's move to next point, which is maintaining composure during rapid questioning. Again, I have been mentioning it again and again. Maintain your composure. Okay, knowing when to stand firm and when to soften your stance. Again, I have just given you an example that sometimes you can push through. Okay, but don't contradict them, and you can soften your stance. You have to get marks there. Now you just soften your stance. Don't go contradict them. Just soften your stance. Okay, sir, what you say is okay to some extent. Okay, sir, if I answer diplomatically and don't give direct answers, director, doesn't that make me look like I'm trying to avoid the question or I'm unable to make a direct decision? See, depends on the question. Okay, some questions are there where you don't have to be diplomatic. If the answer, if the question is on technology, you don't have to be diplomatic. You just can say. But when it is situation reaction test, when they are asking you about real life situations, there you have to be diplomatic. Okay, so you have to choose between questions. Some questions are factual where you don't have to be diplomatic, but where questions are related to real life situations, if you can be diplomatic, you should be diplomatic. You shouldn't be extreme. I have said don't be extreme in your answers. Just don't go for extremities. Okay. Okay. We'll talk about it a little bit in later also. Okay. So this was the main point, that knowing when to stand firm and when to soften your stances. Okay, like budget cut question, I have already said that I gave them an example later on. Okay, this was a very good example from my side. If you think about it, that I did not say that I would cut sports ministry's budget, but I did say that I can rationalize few departments. If I was given the responsibility of those in India, I would rationalize few departments. Okay, which departments I can rationalize? I could rationalize the pensions department and this and that. Okay, but I would not cut it directly. Okay, so I gave them certain leeway, I gave them certain things, but I did not agree to them directly that I would cut entire departments, like Department of Education was cut down in USA. I would not do that. Okay, then you can, last point is, you can tackle follow-up questions relatively easier if you have filled genuine and correct info in your DAF. Okay, this is the point that I'm trying to make here, that if you have filled genuine information in your DAF, then if they'll ask you follow-up questions, you'll be able to deal with them relatively easier. But if you have filled false info, if you have filled some made up stories, made up achievements, then it will be hard for you. In that case, if you have already filled your DAF, then make up some stories and prepare for follow-up questions also. So prepare your story in detail. Okay, so you make up a story, and then in that case, make up a story, and then think about the follow-up questions. Okay, whatever follow-up questions they'll ask you follow-up questions. Be ready for that. In any case, in any question, they'll ask you follow-up questions again and again in depth. Let's move to next slide. So real interview insights. These are the insights from my interview. Some insights might be different from other candidates, but these were the insights from my interview, and mostly these are similar. Okay, in some cases it might be different, but mostly these are similar. The board is very cordial and welcoming initially. Okay, they are trying to create a very comfortable environment for you there. Okay, they will try to keep you make you comfortable there. They'll ask you hello, which language you are comfortable in. They'll ask you that. Okay, they'll start from some relatively easier questions to make you feel comfortable, welcome there, and then they'll start like grilling you. Really, they'll start asking tough questions from third to fourth questions. Okay, so try to answer first or second question on front foot, like we say in cricket. So try to go very confident, try to give answers very confidently. So if you have given 2 to 3 correct answers, you will feel confident from inside. Then you will be able to deal with all the other questions in your interview relatively calmly. Okay, so try to start on great note. Okay, then second is keep a gentle, natural smile. Okay, natural smile on your face. Try to, okay, make a conscious effort for that. Okay, make a conscious effort whenever you are practicing. Also, even in your mock interviews, try to smile a little bit. What smile shows is that you are in control of yourself emotionally. Okay, then you are a little bit confident also. Okay, and it will help you in maintaining composure. Keep smile on your face a little bit. Then maintain balanced eye contact with all board members. Make a conscious effort to acknowledge everyone while answering, even if you are answering to the chairperson, ma'am, sir, whoever it might be. So try to look at every other in between. Okay, not don't have to do that continuously, but try to make a conscious effort to look at other members also. Then be mentally prepared for multiple follow-up questions. They are inevitable and test depth, consistency, and stamina. It is true. They'll ask you follow-up questions again and again in depth also. So prepare. If you are preparing for any topic, think about it from all dimensions. Okay, try to think of multiple aspects. Try to think of multiple dimensions related to that topic. Okay. Then in my interview, nearly 1/3 of the time, around 10 minutes, was spent on a single topic, 5th generation fighter aircraft, with continuous follow-ups, depth matter. So since I had listed interest in upcoming technologies, in my hobbies, they asked me about fifth generation aircraft. And since at that time this Pakistan war, India Pakistan war was happening, like it has happened like it had happened like 5 to 10 days ago. So it was in very much news. Okay, fifth generation aircraft. So what they did is, they, because it was linked to technology, they were discussing it with me. Then they were discussing it with other members also. Everyone was discussing it. Like it was like a very homely discussion. And they asked me like 10 to 12 questions on fifth generation aircraft. The why it is different from fourth generation aircraft. Okay, why is India developing fifth generation aircraft when already China, Russia, and US have developed it? And by the time India will develop fifth generation, whole world will have developed sixth generation. Why is India developing fifth generation then? This was their question. I said, so USA started developing their fifth generation aircraft in 1995. Their program started in 1995, and the commercial production of US's fifth generation aircraft started in 2021 only. So it took them nearly 26 years of development in fifth generation aircraft. Now they will move to sixth generation aircraft. How can we directly move to sixth generation aircraft? It is a gradual and continuous progress when we are talking about fifth or sixth generation aircraft. So again, they asked me follow up questions. Every member asked me. So be prepared for that. Okay, try to prepare any topic in deep depth. Okay. Now, regularly refer to Drishti IAS daily current affairs, especially recent developments impacting internal security. Revise them at least. Now, the persons who are asking about internal security current affairs, the best way to prepare, in my opinion, someone's opinion might be different to mine, but from where I prepared, I'll give you this advice. For the internal security part, go to Drishti IAS website, Drishti IAS daily current affairs website, and put filter internal security or GS3, anything, any of these two. Just put the filter there, and it will show you all the current affairs topics from internal security from last 1 year. Okay, so now you can click on each topic and read it. Okay, and try to compile it somewhere. Okay, you'll have like 60 to 65 articles from there on internal security. Compile it somewhere and read it once or twice. This way you'll be able to prepare your internal security current affairs. Drishti covers it very thoroughly. Okay, again, prepare 1 year, 1 year's like internal security current affairs, and it will be enough. They don't go much behind. In current affairs question, they asked me one question which was 2 years old. Again, I said, so I don't remember it correctly, so I won't be able to give a correct answer. They asked me, in criminal law amendments, you must have heard CRPC, IPC, Indian Evidence Act, those renamed and again reframed. So I said, sir, I remember the names were changed, but the provisions I don't remember which provisions were changed and how. Okay, so they ask sometimes older current affairs also, but only those which are important. And if this is very old, the question that they are asking, you can avoid. You can say, sir, I have not read it. I cannot recall it right now because it's old. Okay, you can move to next question. Then this is the most important point which I did, and it helped me immensely, and it will help you all if you do it. Go through interview transcripts of selected candidates. Okay, frame your own answers and practice speaking them aloud. Okay, go through interview transcripts and look at the areas, the common areas from where they're asking questions. Transcripts will help you immensely. Just go through transcripts. Okay, read all the transcripts. It will take you 1 month. Okay, if you read compilation of transcripts, if you don't have it available, just say you don't have it available, I'll provide you a PDF. It has 2023 and 2022 batches of candidates who have posted their transcripts in that PDF, and it's a brilliant PDF. Okay, I went through it, and I just saw which type of questions board is really asking, and I prepared accordingly. Okay, now the last point I would give you, the last tip that I would give you is very practical tip. Use tools like ChatGPT. ChatGPT was giving free subscriptions. If you have taken it, if you have not taken it, use Copilot. Okay, ChatGPT or Copilot. What you have to do is go through the transcripts. Okay, compile all the questions and upload 10 to 15 questions in one time. Okay, at once into ChatGPT or Copilot. Sorry. In one of them, upload questions, and then give this custom instruction that ask me questions one by one and rate my answers on a scale of 1 to 10. Okay, and when they rate your answer 6 or 7, tell them or ask them how to improve it, how to make it a 10. Okay, they'll give you practical tips. Okay, speak to them, don't just write them. I'm not telling you to write. Okay, yeah, I'll provide you that PDF. I'll provide you two PDFs, the questions and answers that I prepared for my interview, and second, the transcript one that I gotten from somewhere on Telegram. So I'll provide you those both PDFs. I have it. Okay. So this chat gpt or co-pilot thing, you must have to do, you have to do this thing. Okay, it will help you. Okay, because mock interviews will be 1 or 2 at best. I scheduled for one mock interview in Tatashtu ICS, and by the time I was able to see that they have released, the STIS have released the interview schedule, all the slots were booked. So I had only one mock interview to prepare. So this really helped me, chat gpt and co-pilot. Okay, so give them questions and tell the AI to judge your answer on the scale of 1 to 10. Okay, let's see what we have here. Okay, so we'll take questions from you. Whoever has any question, you can ask. Okay, and if you have any other question, yeah, we'll take the question. Just wait for 1 minute. If you have additional questions apart from this session, you can follow me on Instagram. You can also follow me on Telegram. I'll provide the ID. Okay, and then SAHAS program is going on in CAPF AC uniform calling CAPF. I'll provide the link right now. I forgot to add that. So SAHAS initiative is going on. You can follow in uniform calling CAPF group, and it help you immensely. Okay, the initiative, I think 4 or 5 selected candidates are helping you every day, free of cost. So please join that. Okay, and we'll take the questions. So whoever has question, you can unmute yourself and you can ask the question. Okay, so sir, is this a myth reality that giving the interview in English gets you good mark? Yeah, it is a very big myth. Okay, they are not there to judge your English or Hindi. They are not your English Hindi teachers. Okay, suppose just give me one answer. Just give me one answer. Okay, think about it. Don't give me this answer. Think about it. They are bureaucrats. Okay, they are bureaucrats. They must be interacting with people who know English also. They must be interacting with ministers who know Hindi also. Would they go to a minister, or would they go to someone and say ki, okay sir, we'll talk only when you know English? This does not work like this. Okay, it does not work like this. So it's just a language. Okay, they don't care about it. Even if you speak in Odia only, na, they'll have a translator there and they'll translate, and you will get good marks even then. So don't get in this thing. Okay, that English or Hindi, just because you have to convey your feelings, you have to convey your knowledge. So whatever language you are very comfortable in, you will do that. Na, you will follow that language. Na, you will speak in that language. So just do where you are comfortable. Just talk in that language. Okay.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening. बताओ क्या doubts हैं आपके?
Sir, my name is Lakshika, and sir, my doubt is that I have completed my graduation in 2024 from Delhi University in B.Sc Chemistry honors. Sir, I am very curious about कि interview में अगर मुझसे कोई chemistry related question पूछ लिया जाए, because it's been like 1 year. तो if someone randomly asked me that what is Cannizzaro reaction, so I will not able to form the answer at first tense, you know. So how can I cover up that? मतलब बहुत सारा syllabus chemistry honors का पढ़ने चलूँ दोबारा तो भी.
Yeah. So I'll tell you this thing. So I also have my chemistry honors. Okay. So the thing is, I was scared like you are scared. Okay, it's a valid thing. You can be scared, but again, think about this thing. Okay, what they will do there, what they can do there, it will help you. What I'm saying. Okay, so they won't ask you Cannizzaro reaction. And now, why won't ask you Cannizzaro reaction? They won't ask you because it is not going to help you in the domain of when you are an assistant commandant in internal security. That Cannizzaro reaction won't help you. But again, I'm not saying they won't ask you from chemistry. They will ask you from chemistry, from those sections which are going to be very like relevant to what you are going to be in future, an assistant commandant. Suppose you are in internal security situation, there might be rdx, there might be some explosives and things. So read about those things in chemistry. Okay, read about those things in chemistry. Chemistry in everyday life chapter was there, you remember, in ncrt. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Yes,
so
sir.
chemistry in everyday life, yeah. So those type of things which are relevant in our daily life, so they can ask you those questions. Or internal security situation, that might be gunpowder, that might be explosives, that might be something else. So just search this thing on google from chemistry, which type of topics, which type of things are relevant in internal security of india, and briefly read about those topics. Did you get me? Did you understand?
Yes, sir. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so that,
And
just don't go for mugging up reactions and all. They won't ask you this.
okay, sir. And sir, my second question is that ki, as you have previously told that ki you should cover your current affairs and internal security part from this TIS website. Sir, I couldn't figure it out where it is. Like I have searched it but couldn't find out.
Okay, so give me 1 minute. I'll do it for you. Okay, so
Okay,
wait
sir.
1 minute.
And sir,
I'll show it
kindly share
on.
your Telegram channel.
Actually, I don't have any Telegram channel, but this uniform calling CAPF, they are doing very good job. 4 or 5 selected aspirants are there. They are posting very updated materials, contents in that Telegram channel. So it will help you immensely if you join that group. They are doing everything that you need for preparation. Okay. So I think it gets you covered there. And 1 minute, I'll show everyone where you can find internal security affairs on current affairs on that. Okay, website. Drishti IS current affairs. So you are able to see this website. Hello,
Yes, sir.
are any of you able to see this website?
Yes, sir.
Uh, Yeah, so go to this drishtis.com. Okay, then look at this current affairs. Okay, then daily current affairs and editorials. Okay, now in this daily current affairs, just go anywhere or just search it here. Okay, you have the search option here. Here, search option. Okay, just use this search option and search internal security. Okay, internal
Okay, sir.
security, search it here, and you will get all the articles that are tagged in internal security. You will get all the articles here. Okay,
Okay,
so
sir.
yeah, anyone else has any doubts, look at the current affairs. Okay, so these are the current affairs you can look at
Okay, sir.
on the HT's website. Okay, great. Yeah, go on, ask the question, dungeon
Hel-
master.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, go on, ask your question.
गुड इवनिंग सर. सर,
Good evening.
एक डाउट था कि जैसे अभी सीएससी के एस्पिरेंट्स है तो वो लोग सीएपीएफ को बैकअप रखते हैं और उनका प्रिपरेशन मतलब एक होता है, वास्ट सिलेबस अलग लेवल पे होता है. तो अभी वो जब अपीयर करते हैं यहाँ पे तो वो एक तरह से डोमिनेट करते हैं पेपर 1 पेपर 2. तो अभी उसमें जो हम लोग हैं कि जो सिर्फ सीएपीएफ की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हैं तो हमें कुछ ऐसा मतलब एक टफ मिल जाता है कंपटीशन की, वो लोग मतलब डोमिनेट कर रहे हैं हमें, तो हमें भी क्या वैसे ही लेवल पे प्रिपरेशन करनी पड़ेगी क्या, मतलब जिस लेवल पे उनका चल रहा है, ताकि हम भी क्लियर कर पाए. कि बहुत सारे ऐसे होते हैं कि जो उधर से इधर आते हैं और वो मतलब सिलेक्ट हो जाते हैं.
देखो, एक बात बताता हूँ मैं आपको, ठीक है, कि ये थोड़ा पर्सनल है, क्योंकि मैं भी सीएससी का के लिए ही प्रिपेयर करता था. नेवर प्रिपेयर्ड फॉर सीएपीएफ. ओके, आई केम डायरेक्टली मतलब एग्जाम हॉल में गया और मैंने एग्जाम दिया। सीएपीएफ के लिए आई डिड नॉट, या आई डिड वन थिंग एक्स्ट्रा, डिफेंस के लिए जो भी करंट अफेयर्स थे मैंने वो प्रिपेयर करके मैं गया था, और जो मैंने 15 पेज का प्रिपेयर किया था वो उसमें से क्वेश्चंस आ गए, बहुत सारे क्वेश्चंस आ गए मेरे, मतलब 4-5 क्वेश्चंस आ गए डिफेंस के, तो काम हो गया मेरा। अभी जो आपका कंसर्न है वेरी वैलिड कंसर्न है, बिकॉज सीएससी एस्पिरेंट्स दे रीड अ वाइड रेंज ऑफ सिलेबस, वाइड रेंज ऑफ टॉपिक्स एंड सब्जेक्ट्स, तो उनके लिए रिलेटिवली इजी होता है अगर आप सीएपीएफ के लिए ओनली प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, उनसे ज्यादा इजी होता है उनके लिए। बट इसको टैकल करने का ना सिंपल सा मतलब आपके पास तरीका है कि आप ना मतलब वही बुक्स पढ़ो जो सीएससी वाले पढ़ रहे हैं, ठीक है। अब नाउ यू डोंट हैव टू रीड एथिक्स, यू डोंट हैव टू रीड एग्रीकल्चर, जस्ट डोंट रीड दो सब्जेक्ट्स ना। अगर ऐसे आप हटाओगे तो वैसे ही आधा से ज्यादा हट जाता है सीएससी से, बाकी आप रेफर कर लो सीएससी के रिसोर्सेज, ओके। और अगर आपके अपने सोर्सेज जो आप सीएपीएफ के लिए प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, तो जो वो पूछ रहे हैं अगर आप वो प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो तो आपका तो एग्जाम होना चाहिए। और अगर नहीं हो पा रहा है तो फिर ये मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि सीएससी वाले आ रहे हैं वो कर ले रहे हैं तो हो जा रहा है उनसे, मेरे से नहीं हो रहा, आपके सोर्सेज में कमी है, ठीक है। तो what are the sources that you are referring, okay, you can add, कुछ आप ऐड कर सकते हो उसमें, ठीक है। आप बुक्स तो वहीं पढ़ रहे होगे, हिस्ट्री के लिए स्पेक्ट्रम पढ़ोगे आप, पॉलिटी के लिए लक्ष्मीकांत पढ़ रहे होगे, ठीक है। नोट्स कुछ अच्छे आप ऐड कर सकते हो, ठीक है। पीएमएफ आईएएस के नोट्स एक्सटेंसिव है, ज्योग्राफी के लिए, इन्वायरमेंट के लिए, तो आप पीएमएफ आईएएस के नोट्स पढ़ सकते हो, नोट्स उनके काफी अच्छे हैं, ठीक है। तो आप अपने सोर्सेज में एडिशन कर सकते हो रादर देन ब्लेमिंग सीएससी फॉर इट, बिकॉज इट्स नॉट गोना हेल्प। अब कोई कहीं से आ रहा है जा रहा है, इट्स नॉट गोइंग टू हेल्प यू, यू हैव टू गेट वन सीट ना, सो ऐड योर रिसोर्सेज। एक बार नहीं हो रहा ना, 4 बार रिवाइज करो, 5 बार रिवाइज करो, सोर्सेज ऐड कर लो, ओके, जस्ट प्रैक्टिस इट। और सीएससी वाले जो एसए लिख रहे हैं, पेपर 2 में क्वालिफाई कर ले रहे हैं, वो आपका वैलिड कंसर्न है, उसके लिए आपको प्रैक्टिस ही करना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज सीएससी वाले एसए लिखते हैं, आप तो इसके लिए कम प्रिपेयर करते हो सीएपीएफ के लिए ना, एसए में तो ज्यादा करना पड़ता है सीएससी के लिए, तो उनका थोड़ा एसए में रहता है, लेकिन नोटिस राइटिंग दे डोंट डू इट, application they don't do it, thesis writing we don't have to do it in CSC, but in CAPF we have to do it। तो प्रैक्टिस आप जितना करोगे उतना आपको हेल्प होगा, ठीक है। सेंस बना क्या मेरी बात का, आपको समझ में आया मैंने क्या बोला?
जी सर, थैंक यू सर, बस वही एक डाउट था, वही क्लियर करना था, थैंक यू।
सोर्सेज आप ऐड कर सकते हो, पीएमएफ आईएएस के नोट्स काफी अच्छे हैं, आप रेफर कर लो उनके नोट्स के को, ज्योग्राफी और इन्वायरमेंट के लिए खास करके, और साइंस के लिए भी आपको काफी हेल्प होगा।
जी सर।
Next one, anyone else has any questions?
सर पेपर वन की स्ट्रेटेजी का मतलब एक डिटेल्ड वीडियो बना दीजिएगा सर, रिक्वेस्ट है सर।
पेपर वन का ये जो यूनिफॉर्म कॉलिंग सीएपीएफ का जो टेलीग्राम चैनल है, उसमें पेपर वन के लिए भी उन्होंने स्ट्रेटजी के लिए भी बनाया हुआ है, मतलब वीडियोस वगैरह, आपने चेक किया है उनका प्लेलिस्ट?
सर मैंने ये वाला चैनल सर आज ही ज्वाइन किया है।
ओके, तो आप ना इनके चैनल में आप देखो बहुत सारा मटेरियल एडेड है स्टार्ट से फिनिश तक, ओके। अगर आप चेक कर लो एक बार, अगर आपको ना मिले देन यू कैन टेक्स्ट मी ऑन इंस्टाग्राम और टेलीग्राम, वेयर एवर यू वांट, ओके। आई ट्राई टू मेक अ स्ट्रेटजी फॉर पेपर वन आल्सो, ओके।
श्योर सर, थैंक यू सर।
एसन त्रिपाठी, okay, so the question is Nikhil Sharma, bhaiya sir, college percentage make bad effect in interview? College percentage does not matter. I had I'll tell you the marks if you are interested, anyone. So I had like 62% marks in my graduation, 62% marks, would you believe it? 72% in my 12th intermediate, and same marks in my matriculation, same 72, 72, 62. So it was declining, didn't matter, okay. So don't think about it. So second is SN Tripathi, sir, please give a strategy for paper one also whenever free. Yeah, sure. We'll do one session for paper one if it is possible. I'm not promising it, but if it is possible, we'll try to do it, okay. And also check out the group has everything included. The uniforms calling CAPF group has everything. Then sir, I have given a couple of SSB from Karan Singh but was not able to get screening. Will it have any effect? No, it won't have any effect on your interview, okay. It won't have any effect. SSBs are just interviews, okay. It won't have any impact on your interview, but prepare for your interview well, okay. If they ask you any question from SSB, try to answer it, okay, in positive manner, okay. try to tell them what were your learnings, what you learned from it. You are not demotivated from that failure or setback. You bounce back stronger. Okay, do it that way. Then Anant Lakshmi, good evening, sir. Good evening. How to tackle question? What is the reason you were not able to clear your exam in how to tackle questions? What is the reason you were not able to clear your exam in the previous two attempts? No, they won't ask you this question. Okay, if they ask you, just say it, because my GK portion was not well prepared at that time. I was half baked, my syllabus was half baked. They don't ask these type of questions. You are going to be an officer. They will ask you questions which are concerned to your domain of internal security, your domain of leadership, command structure, those type of things. Okay, they won't be asking you these petty questions: how you failed, why less marks in this interview, that interview. Okay, so just Hemant Kumar, do they ask any sort of questions on declining percentages? No, they don't ask you on declining percentages. They understand, okay, percentages are just one part. Okay, in 12th you might not have studied well, so you got less marks. In graduation you did very well, so you got very good marks. So marks are just one part of your academic background. It does not define you. Okay, so they don't ask these type of questions. Okay, and if they ask you, even if they ask you, just try to deal it with in a positive manner. Okay, then I scored 85% in 12th from CBSE, but my college not going well because of extra pressure like NCC, etc. Is it relevant to today's session? Nikhil Sharma, is this question relevant to today's session? I don't think so. Again, anyone else has any question can raise your hand.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I don't have any subjective doubt, but I have a genuine personal doubt. Sir, that is key.
Okay.
Sir, in like last year, sir, when I graduated, sir, I don't know, sir, my preparation was not good. I distracted lot many times. Like, firstly, I started my preparation of IIT JAM, then I switched to CGL, then CAPF. So, sir, like, I was in very much dilemma, and I know everything, but I have very guilt of it, that why I have wasted my time like this. Although I have got like 90 plus in my all boards, and I was a glorious child, but now I am full of like self doubts, and
Oh,
I am moreover I am in guilt of like I have wasted my like 1 year. So how to cope up with that?
it's a very common thing. Don't think about it. I failed in like 14 exams before I qualified one exam. It's just an exam. Okay, you have to qualify one exam only, and that will define your rest of your life. So it does not matter. I also thought about IIT JAM. Then I gave UPSC CSE. I failed in first prelims. You know why? I had 20 marks more than GS1 cutoff. Okay, in 2022. But I failed because I could not qualify CSAT paper. I had 63 marks in CSAT instead of 66. So in first attempt I was going to write means in civil services. In second attempt I wrote means in civil services. Okay, again then I did not qualify. I thought about IIT JAM. I also thought about CGL, but I did not give CGL. So again, don't don't get worried in that. Don't get trapped in that. You have a lot of time. You have just graduated in 2024. If you have wasted 1 year, that does not.
1.5 year have already like जा चुके हैं, like 2024 के mid में.
1.5 CR.
Sir, 1.5 year.
1.5 year. Okay, 1.5 year. Okay, I graduated in 2021. I got selected in 2024 CSC. So would I say I wasted 3 years? No, I explored 3 years. No,
sir, I got like years. Many courses. I enrolled in many courses, then switched up my career options. Sir, and even I opt courses which was not relevant, you know. Like I started my GS optional first, then I just, sir, in short, if I have to tell that I was like, I was getting very less guidance from my family and my surroundings, so I get into the trap, like firstly CGL and different multiple exams like FCAT and
don't overthink about these things. Don't overthink. Okay, you are not alone. Everyone does this. Everyone tries different exams. Okay, I when I say I gave 14 exams, I failed in 14 exams. Multiple exams I wrote mains also, but if I didn't qualify, I failed in that exam. So it does not mean that I have wasted that time. I read same things for 14 exams, and in 15th exam I qualified. This is how it works. With the reinforcement learning, one time you fail, but you have read it. Second time you revise it. Third time you do it again. Just do that. Okay, if you have failed in one exam now, if you have not even appeared, you have read multiple times now, it will help you in your CAPF journey. Okay, so this is the thing that will work in your favor. So don't worry about that 1.5 year. If you can make it work in next 1 year, those 1.5 years will come back to you. Okay, they will make sense to you, even you, your family, everyone. So don't worry about, don't overthink. Okay, it does not make sense. 1.5 years is not much. Okay, I think I have answered your query. Anyone else? Before I end this, anyone else has any type of doubt? If anyone has any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm going to end this session now. I think we have answered all the questions. And please, everyone, join Uniform Calling CAPF group and follow all the initiatives. It will help you a lot immensely. Those are selected aspirants who are uploading a lot of real content, authentic content, and it will help you in a very immense manner, very immensely. Okay, great. Thank you.